itself about how Ram and Lakshman defeated these demons.
Alright, so everybody, if you are watching this for the first time, you do know this is a live show. You can interact with us as this is your free space. This is your safe space. This is the Journey Show, and it's a live stream show on YouTube. So feel free to comment at the bottom of the screen where you see live chat, or you can contact us on the contact details which you find at the bottom right of your screen, right there. Yeah.
Before we even get further, right?
Yeah.
We want to know how you believe, right? What I want to know is how do you believe, before we even get to that point, right? Think about it for yourself. Maybe you can comment and tell us, how did the story of Padmani come for Venkateshwara from the story of Ram? You understand? I want to hear your opinion on it. I know my opinion on that. Because remember, like we spoke about it, everybody has their opinion. Why did Narayana, in the form of Venkateshwara, take two wives, Padmani and Lakshmi Devi? Right? And how did that tie into the story of Ram himself?
That's a good one.
Does anybody out there know? I
Okay.
would really like to know your opinion. Like I said, I've already got my opinions.
It means your beliefs, not your opinions. Don't worry, guys. Whatever your belief
your
is,
opinion.
let us know. You can type it at the bottom where it
When
says
we
live
get
chat.
to that point,
Yeah.
you're more than welcome to tell us exactly, how you feel regarding that as well.
Okay, while we give you a bit of time to do that, why don't we entertain you guys a bit? Yeah, we'll give you some time.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we do have a nice music content. It's Karni Naidu, and she's 9 years old.
She's a
And
9-year-old
Nishantan
girl.
Naidu,
Yeah.
13 years old.
Yeah.
They're singing Prabhu Ramachandreka Duda, and it's from Deshan Styler Music Academy.
Oh yeah.
We
All
gotta
right,
thank
guys.
Deshan Styler for sending us all of this content as well.
Yeah, they are with Prabhu Rama. funny.
Beautiful.
She's 9 years old and he's 13.
And you know what? It's all everybody from Durban.
Germanize, you rock. You rock.
Guys from Josie, why?
Yeah. What's happening with Joburg, guys? Why you guys are not? We from Joburg. We live in Joburg. Help us out with some content.
Yeah, send us something.
Yeah.
Promote yourselves as well.
I just want to promote Deshan Styler's Music Academy, and that is where Karini and Nishant and Naidu are from. And Deshan Styler, you're doing a good job, my man. Well done with all of these kids. Beautiful. I love it.
We were told we're going to get something next week. There's something special.
Something special coming.
Yeah, that's what we were told.
So
I'm
stay
not too
tuned for
sure
that.
about that one.
Don't say anything.
But but that's next week. So they don't know what's coming up.
Okay, so before we get to it, what are you leaving with Ramashni with today? Before we get to commercial.
I don't know why, but for some odd reason,
Yeah.
I just picture her standing there ready to slap me.
Do you know this child's finishing her exams sometime in November? Ramashni, just let me know, doll. I forgot which day. I'm gonna come and fetch you, and you're gonna join us live in studio. Yeah.
I don't think she'll want to.
It's gonna be fun, though. It'll be fun.
She'll just be ready to slap me.
I'll be there. I'll give you my mother's wooden spoon.
Okay. Before we carry on with the story,
Okay.
let's cut to commercial.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. But okay, don't forget. What did you ask the people before we cut to commercial?
The story of how does the story of Ram, Padmani, come into the picture if you take into account Ram's avatar and Venkateshwara and his two wives.
Alright, so all you have to do is comment at the bottom of the screen where you see live chat, or you can use our contact details, which are always at the bottom right of your screen throughout any show.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
That's it. Welcome back. Straight after this.
The ultimate accessory, the latest shiny thing, mesmerized. Trying to keep up, but never getting ahead in an endless cycle of spending. In this world of constant upgrades, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranamayappa. Welcome to the journey on Actionable TV with myself, Alan Murgan, as well as Kimera, Heeralal.
Good evening, everyone.
Or should I say Kimera, Heeralal?
Stop that. Shout him.
Okay, let's get back to the story.
All right. Okay, so for those of you who are joining us, we are talking about?
We are talking about the story of Sri Ram.
All right.
Now, like I said, the sage decided to go and visit King Dasarath and told him about the demons that are disturbing him. And so King Dasarath decided, Lord Ram and Lakshman were to go. Right? On the way, they encountered Tadaka, right? A fierce demoness. But Ram and Lakshman managed to defeat her with their bow and arrow.
Okay.
Right? That's his main weapon. The forest was then free from terror of the demoness. But remember, there was two other demons.
Right.
What happened to them? Right? Ram and Lakshman then proceeded to the ashram,
Yes.
where they found Maricha and Sadahu. Yeah, Maricha and Sadahu, the other two demons. And the two demons would not let the sages perform any yajnas, or you know what a yajna is basically, where they do special prayers. It's like to explain to everybody, you see like a small fire, right, in a small square.
Okay. I was gonna ask you what
Havan.
that is.
And when they do that Havan, that prayers, that yajna, and they do
With
special
all the
prayers.
ghee and the okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So maybe we can get one guru in one day, and then they can explain to us how that works, and how the samagri and the reasons for it, and
Yeah.
the ghee, and you know, all the different things.
Every single ingredient that goes getting there. All right.
Like I said, now these two demons, they refuse to let anyone perform yajna. All the disciples, all the gurus as well, they kept whenever they were doing their prayers and so forth, even the Brahmins as well. Now, you know, all of them got their small ashrams and whatever you in the forest, and these demons are always troubling them. So then Ram and Lakshman had to decide to hunt them down, right, and destroy them to prevent them from harming all the priests and the Brahmins at the ashrams, the ones that are doing the yajnas and performing their prayers, because who would want to be disturbed when they're doing their prayers and stuff like that?
True.
They wouldn't want it. Rama and Lakshmana stood guard and looked out for the two demons.
All right.
Now, the yajna is performed over a couple of days, certain yajnas and so forth. On the sixth day of the one yajna, the two demons came to disturb the ceremony, because now it's almost towards the end of the ceremony. And if they disturb it, the whole ceremony is in. They have to start all over again. So Rama, like I said, on the sixth day, they came to disturb. And then Rama and Lakshman, they stood guard. And those demons came to disturb. And then Rama and Lakshman decided to fight them. They had a battle. And Ram finally defeated Maricha and Satau with special astras, or special weapons that he has, besides the bow as well.
Talented new word to
Right.
them.
They are no longer able to disrupt the ceremonies from that day forward. So then, obviously now, Sage the sage now is happy because of that. Now, on their way, let's get to know about Sita, shall
Okay. Okay, let's do that.
we? Where she was born, how she grew up. Ram was finally overcome by a challenge, or he finally overcome the challenge set by her father, right? At a Swayambara. Swayambara is a choosing of a bride. Now, on their way back, they found out about the Swayambara, right? Choosing of a bride by Sita's father, alright? So Ram decided to go there. Now, Sita was a princess of Vidahe, with the capital in the capital city, Mithale. She was found in the field by King Janaka, right?
Okay.
So she was found in the field. There was no birth.
All right.
You understand?
So just
Sita,
found.
She was found,
Okay.
and that's the thing. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
know about.
I'm one of those people.
They think, oh, you know what? She was just incarnated. But when I notice a lot of Sita's incarnations, she is never born. She's always found. Like maybe a farmer is digging a field and they pluck up a lotus flower that's underground,
Yeah.
and when it blooms, there's a baby there.
Gotcha.
You understand? Almost like the Thumbelina story.
Right. Yeah. You guys know
You think about it,
Thumbelina, right?
Thumbelina, you know Thumbelina. I'm sure you. When
If
we were
you're
all
a
kids,
Disney person, you know what we're talking about.
right? Sita is considered to be a child of the earth. Like I said, she was found. She's always found in the earth for some odd reason.
In all the stories.
In all the stories.
Well, that I know.
Well, except for one I know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that is also a story for another time.
Okay. Okay.
When Lord Narayan also takes the form of Mohini.
Okay. Got you.
You know, they milk the ocean.
Don't confuse it now.
For the next-
He's gonna confuse me. He's gonna confuse me, and I'm gonna get angry because that's the
Pull away
reason
from the
we
story.
decided to do the show was to educate
Okay.
people. Okay. Breathe.
Let's breathe. Okay. So anyway, Janaka adopted her and raised her as his own. King Janaka had another daughter, Urmila. Now, Sita and Urmila are extremely fond of each other. Alright? When Sita reached adulthood, Janaka organized a Swayamvara, right? For her, on the condition she would marry the only person who would be able to string Pinaka. Pinaka is the bow of God Shiva, right? He wanted a worthy suitor for Sita. Now, Lord Shivan's bow is something that is not just it's not even easy to lift.
Is it one of those things like, you know, in the hero movies, you cannot pull the sword out of the ground kind
Like
of
the
thing?
sword in the stones,
Yeah.
Excalibur story.
Okay, gotcha.
But now you've got a bow here, and it's placed now. Whoever can string that bow,
Okay.
right, will actually get to marry Lady Sita,
Wow.
right? Now, in this Swayamvara, there's a lot of times they always do that. If you look at the Chinese versions, Chinese tales, what they do is they hold a martial arts competition.
Oh.
A lot of times, you know, especially with the families and so forth, and they can't choose a suitable suitor, and they've got to find somebody suitable for that person. I know in the story of Robin of Locksley they had archery competition. And
Yes. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, now this is now thousands of years ago. Remember.
Yeah.
So same story. Whoever can string this bow, Pinaka, Lord Shiva's bow, will get to marry Lady Sita. And then you've got a whole lot of suitors all waiting in line, right, to marry Lady Sita because she's so beautiful.
Wow.
You understand? She's like the most gorgeous woman on the planet, shall we say.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And everybody wants to marry her.
Yeah.
Now, anybody who's anybody at that time, or any other kingdom or
Wanted to be
prince,
with her.
or even individuals, I mean, they think they're strong. They all go there to try their luck. And they try and lift the bow. They can't even lift the bow. You understand?
Never
Some
mind
guys
stringing
go there,
it. You
never
can't
mind
lift
string
it up.
You can't lift it up to string it. How are you going to string it in the first place?
Yeah.
So everybody decides now, one after the other, to try and lift that bow. And no matter how they try, they can't even lift that bow. Right? In one of the stories, Ravana himself is there as well. And to talk about Ravan, it is believed that he was a devotee, an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. You understand? So now he goes to even lift Shiva's bow, and he almost manages to lift it up.
Okay.
Right? That is in one of the stories that I know.
Okay.
Right? And eventually he didn't succeed because it was a bit too heavy for him.
All right.
Now you get Sri Rama. He comes, but before he even attempts, he shows his respect for Lord Shiva. Right?
Nice.
And he prays, and for some odd reason, he lifts it up very easily. Right?
Respect
Almost
your
like-
father-in-law to be. Respect will
So
take you
anyway,
far.
he lifts the bow up,
Yeah.
and then to string, now the bow is extremely huge, so he puts his leg across there, and the way the bows are made,
Yes.
and then when he bends it to string it, he puts up a too much strength. Now he's in this avatar, he's like an ordinary mortal, but because of the respect and the divine power within him, somehow or the other, the bow actually breaks.
Wow.
Now this bow was given to the king by Lord Parashurama.
Okay.
Right? And Parashurama then, when he heard that the bow was broken, he got very angry. Right? Can you imagine? Now you give somebody a gift, and Lord Shiva himself gave you this gift, and you gave it to this king to try to get a suitable husband for his daughter, and you find out that it's broken. What would you do? I mean, it's something that's very, very precious.
Maybe he never meant to.
So he comes there in a huff, angry, ready to fight.
Furious, yeah.
And then he meets Lord Ram, and when he meets Lord Ram, he realizes that this is no ordinary person or no ordinary human. You understand? He sees the divine being in Sri Ram. And then what does he do with his anger?
Yeah.
He has to just accept it.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
So then, like I said, Lady Sita had a sister, Urmila. They were very fond of each other. Now, Ram was then married to Sita. And because they were so fond of each other, the two sisters, Urmila, the other sister, ended up marrying Lakshman.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So our two sisters married the two brothers.
Now we see how it goes.
Now, in other stories, there's more than one sister
Okay.
for Sita, and then the other brothers also end up marrying.
I see. Okay.
Into, but like I said, the story that I know, or my story, shall we say, sorry about that.
Okay.
My story is that the two sisters, Urmila and Sita, and they marry Lakshman and Ram. But you know what gets me is that most of the stories don't ever mention what happens to Urmila afterwards.
Is it?
Where does she go?
Okay.
Because obviously now Sita is married to Ram. We only hear the story of Sita,
Yes.
or her version. What happened to Urmila?
All right.
That's it. Maybe she stayed by her parents, or she stayed at home with the in-laws. She never left. It all depends on your version.
Okay. All right. So before you take it any further, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, if you want to interact with us in studio today and share your beliefs and opinions, you can do so with the live chat section at the bottom of the screen, as you can see it right there. Have a look-sees. We'll come back straight after this.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranamayappa. If you just join us, welcome to the journey on Acting World TV with myself, Alan Murgan, as well as Kimera, Heeralal.
Good evening, everybody.
Thank you. Cortex Solutions. You know what I think of when I see this? Now we're talking about the story of Ram.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking now, you know, when Sita was abducted, there's a virus coming to abduct your sister. And then Lakshman draws that line. And
Yes.
we can't cross
A big
over.
shout out to Cortex
Cortex
Solutions.
Solutions.
Thank you so much for us. IT Solutions and Cybersecurity, thank you so much for helping us with the station as when we opened up.
Like Lakshman drawing the line. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Thanks for the sponsors. Thank you so much. All right, so today we're talking about Ram.
It's a good analogy. Don't you think so?
Yes, I do. All right,
Okay.
interact with Mr. Murgan here in studio today. As you can see, the live chat column at the bottom of the screen. And this is a live show, so share your own beliefs, your own opinions. And you know what, we're here to educate each other. There could be something you know that we don't. So yeah, it will be fun.
Maybe if you know what happened to Urmila, why is she not mentioned in the tales and so forth. Even I myself don't know. That is why I want to know. So I want everybody, whoever knows, to actually tell me about the
Help
story
us
of
out.
Urmila and what happened to her.
Yeah.
But let's get back to our story.
Okay, get back to the story. Get back to the story.
Now you must know, two sisters married. The king announced a decision to open court.
Okay.
Right, open court, everyone is happy. So that means, irrespective of who you are, open court meant anybody who can attend. Right, it was a celebration everywhere.
Okay.
Think of it like a Diwali celebration. Put it that way. You know, they always talk about Diwali and
Yes.
the story of Diwali. Some stories mention that Ram and Sita returns to Ayodhya.
Okay.
But a lot of stories don't mention that, or some stories mention that Sita never returned with Ram. They were separated again
Interesting.
immediately afterwards.
Okay.
But don't worry, we're getting to that later on. You just have to
Okay.
keep on hanging on that one.
Okay.
Maybe you know the story of it. Like I said, everyone was celebrating in the kingdom. But Kaikeyi, right? Bharat's mother. Or shall we say Ram's brother's mother, right? She had a maid, right? Mantara. Mantara was a mean-spirited person. You know, like you got the evil stepmother kind thing.
Always.
And you got this person, I always picture them like that. Like
Yeah.
you in the movies, and they got a beak, the stuff on their nose and
Like
stuff.
that mold.
Yeah,
Like the
because
Wicked
they're an
Witch.
evil influence on the person, so you
Yeah.
portray them as an evil-looking type person.
Okay.
Now, she was a very selfish and, better person.
Yeah.
Right, and she was the maid for Lady Kaikeyi. And what happened was, she then influenced Lady Kaikeyi to say, look, your son should be the next king, not Ram.
Alright.
Right? Now, the king, King Dasarath, already decided that Ram would be the next king, or his heir. And now Lady Kaikeyi had two boons she was granted, or two wishes that her husband granted her. But she never actually took that wishes. You understand? Now they were all living happily. They went back to Ayodhya. And this maid kept on pestering and harping on and, poisoning Lady Kaikeyi's mind. Everybody's happy. Everybody knows. The brothers are all loving and happy. And Kaikeyi's mind slowly and eventually erodes through to poison. Say one rotten apple
Sure.
spoils a whole bunch.
Okay.
Now, Bharat was away at the time. Now, Bharat's got immense love for Ram. Right? No matter what, he loves his brother to bits. Now, he was away, right? And what happened was, eventually her mind got so poisoned that she went to King Dasarath, Lady Kaikeyi, and said that she wanted her two boons to be granted. Right? And the one boon was for Ram to be exiled from Ayodhya for 14 years. And the second boon was to instill her son Bharat as the king of Ayodhya. Bharat is away, he doesn't know any of this. Now, Ram, with his dharma or his way of life, what he does then is he accepts it without a fight. He says, you know what? This is the king has granted his own heat to Lady Kaikia. He doesn't lose his love for Lady Kaikia. You understand? He doesn't lose his love for his father. Our religion, we always say, Mata Pita Guru Devam. Now that means your mother and father are always first. Then your teacher, Guru, and Devam, God. It's like your line of management in order to get to God. You understand? You know, your line manager and so forth in a company, if you think of it in terms of that way. Now, Mata Pita Guru Devam. Now, your dharma, because your father has granted your mother this wish, because he, even though it's not his biological mother, he still takes her as his mother, and it's their wish. You understand? Now, because of the saying, Mata Pita Guru Devam, he accepts that. And then he goes on exile. But when he leaves, you must know, Sita and Lakshman were not exiled. But Lakshman was so close to Ram that he cannot live without Ram. So he follows Ram. Sita, being a good wife, now she got a choice. She's a woman.
Yes.
Do I live with in-laws that hate her husband or live with Abi?
Alright.
Out in the field. What do you think she chooses? She's going with her husband. She's not going to stay with him. What happens if an evil stepmother?
Yeah.
You understand? You know, they're going to make life difficult for her. She doesn't want that. So she goes with her husband, taking on the responsibility to lead a simple life in ashram. Now, a lot of women won't do that. I still think of her. This is why one of the sayings, we'll say that later on, but anyway. What I say is, she was very virtuous. She decided to live with her husband. So they decide to leave Ayodhya. Now everybody's, you must remember at one point everybody's celebrating. Now all of a sudden, after so many years, this has happened. Bharat is nowhere. He doesn't even know it's happening. Ram leaves everything behind. All the jewelry, whatever. He just takes his bow or his weapons or whatever. Like basically he went for training, and they decide to go into the forest. So they carry on and they move to exile. Now on the exile, obviously they go to different ashrams and different sages and so forth, and visit and get places to stay. Now when Ram left Ayodhya, right, he left everything behind. Not even a weapon he took with him. Some people say he took weapons, some say he didn't take weapons, and so forth. What is your opinion? What do you think? Did he take any weapons with him when he left Ayodhya? His original weapon maybe? Or was he given a weapon later on? Let's see if you know about it.
He's giving you time to do that. We're going to give you a little bit of entertainment by Deshan Styler himself.
Yeah, Deshan Styler.
Yeah, so Deshan Styler and I know.
Thank you, Deshan.
We know him as Styler. So this evening, we filled up the show.
Well, thank you, Mr. Styler, for your content.
Alright, so Deshan Styler coming up with
Ten Irukum Idatil.
Enjoy it, everyone.
வானிருக்கும் இடத்தில் நிலவாய் வளர்ந்தாலும் வற்றாத ஜீவ நதியாய் தவிழ்ந்தாலும் மாணிக்க விளையும் மலையேழும் மலைவாசா மாணிக்க விளையும் மலையேழும் மலைவாசா மங்கையாளர் மகிழும் உல்லாச கோவிந்த கண்ணா கோபால கிருஷ்ணா யாதவர் கண்ணா எங்கள் மாதவன் கண்ணா ஹரி நாராயணா முரளீதரா வெங்கடரமண கோவிந்தா ஸ்ரீ வெங்கடேஷ கோவிந்தா வெங்கடரமண கோவிந்தா ஸ்ரீ வெங்கடேஷ கோவிந்தா யாதவர் கண்ணா எங்கள் மாதவன் கண்ணா வருவதையாவும் உன்பரமாக வந்ததையாவும் உன் உருவாக வருவதையாவும் உன்பரமாக வந்ததையாவும் உன் உருவாக வந்து கொடி வல்லலாக புரட்டாசி மாதத்திலே கொடி வல்லலாக கொடுத்தருள வேண்டும் பேரருளாக கொடுத்தருள வேண்டும் பேரருளாக தேனிறக்கும் இடத்தில் பாலிறக்க வேண்டும் திருப்பதி வெங்கடேஸ்வரா தேவா நான் இருக்கும் இடத்தில் நீ இருக்க வேண்டும் நாராயணா முரளீதரா ஹரி நாராயணா முரளீதரா வெங்கடரமண கோவிந்தா ஸ்ரீ வெங்கடேஷ கோவிந்தா வெங்கடரமண கோவிந்தா ஸ்ரீ வெங்கடேஷ கோவிந்தா வெங்கடரமண கோவிந்தா ಶ್ರೀ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ ಗೋವಿಂದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ ಗೋವಿಂದ
Deshan Style Live, everybody, all the way from Durban. No, what was
Thank
the
you,
other song?
Deshan. Thank you, Mr. Styler.
Tell me the song again. Then Irkam Adil.
Idatil.
Idatil. I do not speak Tamil at all, everybody.
Well, I'm not good at Tamil either. So.
Yeah. But at least you can pronounce the words and the names and stuff, you know? Yeah. Alright, guys. Well, I know what's going to happen right now. Ramashni Parachi is going to shout you because we're coming towards the end of the show and running out of time. And not only that, we are having bad weather conditions to stream.
If it, I don't know why the networks keeps dropping out because of the bad weather. My one doesn't at home.
Overcast. Okay, so maybe we should change to your line then.
But mine is fixed outside. I got rain.
Yeah, well done there.
That's why it works in the
Are you
rain.
free advertising for rain right now? Okay, so don't you want to round off your story just a little bit so we can do this again next week Thursday?
Okay, like I said, Ram was exiled.
Yeah.
So after his exile, right, we have to leave it at when he left the Ayodhya. So that we round it off at there because what's going to happen is after that we're going to talk about King Dasarath and what happens after to him and of what happened to him when he was younger before
we can do that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for the inconvenience.
I'm very, very sorry.
He's not sorry, you know. Okay, now on a serious note, for all the viewers watching out there, we do apologize for the bad network that we've had this evening from the bottom of our hearts. Usually I'm a clown and I joke around, but we are really sorry. We've noticed that there's been a lot of drop frames. Ramashni Parachi, thank you for coming in again on YouTube, saying thank you for an amazing show.
Thank you, Ramashni. We appreciate it. We do apologize that we didn't get further into the story.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. Just remember, everybody, don't forget the question I asked. We want to find out about Urmila, right? We want to find out about her, what happened to her. Why is she not mentioned in any of the text and so forth? Or the stories I know. Maybe you know the story of.
Yeah. Their currency, 40 billion. If they find it, the value of that.
And the value of that.
Done. Join me tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.
Where she'll really crack you up.
I hope you guys have fun tomorrow. We're gonna be talking
and
about.
Don't sleep on the show, because otherwise you're gonna start talking in your dreams.
I'll haunt you forever. All right, guys. Well, from us, the team, Kimera, Heeralal, and Alan Murgan. Good night.
Vanakkam.